All right, guys, they've been wanting to talk about Russia for a long time. Let's talk about Russia. Item from thehill.com. Before the Obama administration approved a controversial deal in 2010, giving Moscow control of a large swath of American uranium, the FBI had gathered substantial evidence that Russian nuclear industry officials were engaged in bribery, kickbacks, extortion, and money laundering designed to grow Vladimir Putin's atomic energy business inside the United States, according to government documents and interviews. Federal agents used a confidential U.S. witness working inside the Russian nuclear industry to gather extensive financial records, make secret recordings, and intercept emails as early as 2009 that showed Moscow had compromised an American uranium trucking firm with bribes and kickbacks in violation of the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, FBI and court documents show. They also obtained an eyewitness account backed by documents indicating Russian nuclear officials had routed millions of dollars to the U.S. designed to benefit former President Bill Clinton's charitable foundation during the time Secretary of State Hillary Clinton served on a government body that provided a favorable decision to Moscow, sources told The Hill. Well, here's a related item, my friends, from the Wall Street Journal. Let's go back in time a little bit. Hillary Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta responded to WikiLeaks' publication of his private emails by suggesting they were stolen by the Russians to elect Donald Trump. What he does not like to talk about is the business he, Podesta, has done with a Kremlin-backed investment firm and the lengths he's gone to avoid scrutiny of this relationship. Unquote. My friends, we do indeed need to investigate collusion with Russia. However, that collusion has nothing whatsoever to do with Donald Trump and everything to do, apparently, with Barack Hussein Obama, Hillary Clinton, and her campaign manager, John Podesta. Now, Hillary and her cohorts have skated thus far. They have proven untouchable. No one wants to take them on. Well, I say that comes to an end now. Where there's smoke, there's fire, but when there's so much smoke you're asphyxiating, I say maybe you should think about putting out the fire. Americans want justice. Donald Trump wants his approval ratings to go up. Fine. Kill two birds with one stone. All the crowds that Trump spoke to during the campaign yelled the same thing. Lock her up. Lock her up. Okay, well, we can wait a little bit for that. First, investigate, investigate, investigate. Find out who the traitors are in our midst. It's Riell Truth. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This is Michael, Control American. The American Freedom Network needs your please call 205-6245. That's 1-800-205-6245 to make your donation. Or send a check for the money over to PO Box 1750, Johnstown, Colorado, 80534. PO Box 175, Johnstown, Colorado, 80534. Help us keep the voice on the air. Thank you. Choice City Electric and Fort Collins reminds listeners, out of sight should not mean out of mind. Let's remember our brave men and women of the military by sending care packages to them while they are away. You need not have a specific soldier in mind to help. Just call your local veterans organization. This message is from Choice City Electric and Fort Collins, your electrical and retrofit specialist. Visit them online or call 970-493-4077. That's 970-493-4077.
Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirit, whether they are of God, because many false prophets have gone into the world. By this you will know the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Yeshua, Jesus, has come in the flesh is of God, and every spirit that does not confess that Yeshua, Jesus, has come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of Antichrist, which you have already heard was coming and is now already in the world. 1 John 4:1.
All right, guys, let's kick it in the guts. It comes as no surprise to you that John McCain is a traitorous piece of crap. But what you may not have heard is what Rush Limbaugh had to say about him earlier today. Go.
John McCain has had it in.
My friends, obviously it's time for someone to put John McCain out to pasture. He was insulted when Donald Trump impugned his heroism, and so now he's spitting in the face of America just to give Donald Trump the middle finger. Well, Mr. McCain, the middle finger belongs to you. If you don't like the direction that Trump is taking this country in, then retire. There is a glue factory waiting for you.
Who gets thrown out?
It's not any great mystery. The world we have organized, well, maybe we did, but it's falling apart. And we haven't been leading the world in I don't know what area for however long. We have been led by people who want to diminish the role of the United States in the world. Senator McCain, this is the problem. What you're missing, sir, about this nationalism that you despise is what its real intention is to once again assert this leadership of the world, to assert this guiding light and beacon of freedom. Because for way too many recent years, people in your club have been buying into the notion that whatever the United States has been doing the last 75 years has been hurting people. The United States is the problem. The United States is blamed for climate change. What is that? Destroying the planet, no less. The United States is blamed for this, it's blamed for that. We have to sit here and listen to how socialist and communist worlds and nations are much preferable to ours. What world do we lead?
Yeah, what world do we lead, and where would John McCain lead us? John McCain is a doddering old fool who is part of the comfortable, rich, elitist establishment. He is the swamp. He's got to go. Every time he opens his mouth, he hurts America. John McCain has got to go. We'll be back, my friends. Stick around. More Real Truth ahead.
And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bore witness of him and cried out, saying, This was he of whom I said, He who comes after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 14 and 15. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. This is the America's News Network. We thank him for doing a great job. Shop and present. We realize the job is in. It's not called 352-2233. They're only here because they care. The uniform people in Greeley. Piccolo's restaurant in Denver reminds us that over 750,000 children were reported missing last year. Over 58,000 of these were abducted by non-family members. Keep an eye out for youngsters at play, and if you see anything suspicious, contact the authorities immediately. This message from Piccolo's restaurant in Denver. It's not only the best Italian in the it's the people who care. Give them a call at 303-757-5166. 303-757-5166.
All right, my friends, welcome back to Real Truth. I am still Howard Riell, in case you had any doubts. Laura Ingraham begins her run on Fox News on October 30th. The Ingraham angle is what they're calling it. No, I'm not getting any fee for promoting it. But Laura Ingraham is great. Her show is going to be great. And here's a little foretaste. Here she is speaking at the, on C-SPAN. She was talking at the Values Voter Summit, Day 2. Yesterday I played a clip from the Values Voter Summit. Donald Trump was speaking. Here's Laura Ingraham. What she has to say, as always, is important for you and me to hear. Go.
How are you? the nationalist agenda, you heard Steve talk about it, it's America first, it's policies that work for the people. But think about it, if you're for Donald Trump, and you're for that agenda, not the old Republican agenda, but that agenda, your enemies are the foreign. They declared war on you. Antifa, you know, the fascist group, they call it anti-fascist, but it is most fascist. La Raza, NFL anthem spreaders, they don't want you like you. So think of really become, what are the
My friends, I'll tell you. Hillary voters, Democrat politicians, liberals, they voted for all those cancers that are afflicting America. Now, I know my listeners are smart people and they don't go around doing stupid things like voting for Democrats, but since this show is heard over such a wide swath of America, all through Colorado, across the United States, via YouTube, all over the world, who voted for all these evils? Who voted to open Pandora's box? Democrats did. Liberals did. Obama, Hillary, and the Democrats voted for them and voted for all these poisons unleashed in America's bloodstream. That's who voted for them. That's why we got to keep Democrats out of positions of power. Got to. Back to Laura.
The answer is none of us voted. We voted for candidates along the way who promised to do our role and respect the Constitution. That is what we did because we tended to give people the benefit of the doubt. And like Lucy in the book, we kind of became Charlie Brown. Election after election until we couldn't take it anymore. Our back was about to break. We saw the country was about
All right, guys, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Riell Truth will continue.
Animal House Taxidermy in Brighton would like to take this time to say thank you to all the brave men and women in the armed forces who have served our country. Business owners, consider hiring veterans, our most dependable resource. And to those heroes back home for missions abroad, know that your dedication, selflessness, and courage are appreciated. And God bless America. This message is from Animal House Taxidermy in Brighton, proud to salute the fighting forces of our country. This is my control. The American people never beat the peaceful. 1-800-056 to make the determination. Or simply check for the money over the PO Box 175 Johnstown, Colorado. PO Box 534. PO Box 175 Johnstown, Colorado. PO Box 534. Freedom on the air. Thank you. Now this is the testimony of John when the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, "Who are you?" He confessed and did not deny, but confessed, "I am not the Messiah." And they asked him, "What then? Are you Elijah?" He said, "I am not." "Are you the prophet?" And he answered, "No." The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 19 through 21. It associates at your 24-hour Walmart Supercenter not the other one. No one anywhere is more noble, righteous, ethical, or courageous than the United States Armed Forces. These brave men and women and their families put the bill for our freedom every day in the military care package because we let them know that they are in our hearts and our prayers and our thoughts. This message is from the Associate at your 24-hour Walmart Supercenter on Highway 287 in Lafayette. They're on the air because they care. Elizabeth Locker Plan and Elizabeth reminds us that the drug problem is well documented. We know our kids will be approached at early ages. We want to applaud the youngsters in our community that is strength to say no to drugs. They provide examples for their peers and families to be the best they can be. The Locker Plan, 366 Grand Street in Elizabeth, serving our area since 1943 and specializing in naturalized THC and complete custom process. Don't forget, 82240, that's 368
Ain't easy, my friends. Sometimes it ain't easy. Back to the radio.
In order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
All right, my friends, welcome back to Riell Truth. I'm Howard Riell. Some of you may be tired of me insulting Hillary Clinton. Okay, I understand that. So let me bring you a guy via YouTube named Kevin, and I'm going to let him insult Hillary Clinton for a while. Go.
What's going on, America? This is Kevin. And I'm going to try to I got a message. You can't use the race card. I'm truly not a sexist. I have heard you go on a full airtime telling everyone about how you lost, with the exception of how you really lost, considering that you were completely corrupt. You were very non-approachable. You were systematically approached. You didn't have any awareness of what is going on in the world. Your privilege, you want to talk about white privilege, you like the ambassador of nothing. Not crazy, wicked place, right? I mean, you gotta be kidding me. Sometimes I think you are a complete sociopath. Where you can get in the mirror and look at yourself and say, I really believe that I was unjustly beaten. I mean, you have to be a sociopath to even not see how you have used the system, the voters, the people who you claim you care about, to just elevate your career to the top. So, before you start pointing a finger, Hillary, I need you to point the thumb. I want some more thumb pointers, not finger pointers. That's right, nuts. Okay? So, with that being said, Hillary, go somewhere and sit down.
Kevin, thank you very much for that. I think you are spot on. Item from the Sacramento Bee. For the first time in state history, California will legally recognize a third gender option for residents who do not identify as male or female next year. Governor Jerry Brown signed the Gender Recognition Act on Sunday to make it easier for people to change gender on state identification and birth certificates while establishing a non-binary designation. The law defines non-binary as, quote, an umbrella term for people with gender identities that fall somewhere outside of the traditional conceptions of strictly either female or male, unquote, including but not limited to some transgender individuals and those born with intersex traits. Advocates say the measure expands rights for the state's lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community by wiping out the need for a court order or proof of clinical treatment to apply for gender changes, unquote. Well, my friends, I don't know where to go with this one. I mean, there's so many things to say here, but let's get to the bottom line, which is what I always try to do. These people are unfortunate. They're scrambled. They're mentally unhealthy, and they need treatment. They don't need abuse. They don't need hate. They need help. They need compassion. And compassion is not about to come from people who are telling them they're great, and they're brave, and they're courageous. They're not. They're ill. And they need help. And as compassionate people, as you and I are, we don't just want to wash our hands of the situation and say, they're crazy. We need to get them the help they need. We need to encourage them to seek out the help that they need. So don't be bullied by the media, and don't be bullied by PC, and don't just go along to get along. These people need help, and I, for one, hope that they get it. Let's take a break and let's come back, my friends. More Real Truth. The other side of this message.
And of his fullness we have all received, and grace for grace. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. No one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 16. Article 4. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the places to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. If catastrophe struck with your family, be prepared. Are you confident you wouldn't react in a panic? Is there one place to get all of your emergency supplies? Ferris Survival encourages you to have confidence through preparation, not panic through crisis. Ferris Survival, located at 3366 South Broadway, is a professional, reputable, full-service business providing quality, realistic preparedness supplies at an affordable price. Go online, stop by, or call 303-781-0343. Ferris Survival. American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown reminds parents, keep an eye on your child while shopping. Children tend to stray or become lost. This poses an opportunity for a would-be abducted. Please make every effort to keep track of your little one at all times. If you have information regarding a lost child, call local authorities at once. This message is from American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown. For residential or commercial window tinting, call 303-263-4228.
All right, guys, welcome back to Riell Truth. You know Walter Williams. He's an American economist. He's a commentator. He's the John M. Olin Distinguished Professor of Economics at George Mason University, syndicated columnist, author, and he sits in for Rush Limbaugh once in a while. Here he is talking at the Young Americans. Anyway, here he is talking about America sliding towards totalitarianism. Go. Uh-oh. We got problems. We got technical problems. Okay, so much for Walter Williams. He's going to have to go, and we will pick up. I don't know what it is about technology and me. We just don't get along. Item from CNBC.com. Declining NFL television ratings will lower CBS earnings, according to Credit Suisse. The firm cut its third quarter EPS estimates by 5%, citing CBS's softer Sunday NFL ratings. The media company reports on November 2nd. We expect third quarter network advertising to decline 3%, driven by soft ratings for both the summer schedule and for the start of the NFL season, wrote Credit Suisse analyst Omar Sheikh. With only one of the three content licensing deals we expected for the second half announced in third quarter, we also expect content licensing revenue growth to be skewed in the fourth quarter. In other words, the morons in the NFL on the sideline taking a knee are slitting their own throats, and they're too stupid to stop. Item from the Daily Wire. Two EMP experts warned Congress on Thursday that North Korea is capable of executing an EMP attack over the United States, which would send the U.S. back to the Stone Age and would lead to the deaths of 90% of all Americans within 1 year. Chairman Dr. William Graham and Chief of Staff Dr. Peter Vincent Pry of the Commission to Assess the Threat to the United States from Electromagnetic Pulse, EMP, told the Committee on Homeland Security that the U.S. is now facing a doomsday scenario as U.S. intelligence under the Obama administration grossly underestimated the capabilities of North Korea. Item from the Telegraph. Artificially intelligent nanomachines will be injected into humans within 20 years to repair and enhance muscle, cell, and bone, a senior inventor at IBM has forecast. John McNamara, who works at IBM Hursley Innovation Center in Hampshire, submitted evidence to the House of Lords Artificial Intelligence Committee, which is considering the economic, ethical, and social implications of AI. Mr. McNamara said that within just 2 decades, technology may have advanced so much that humans and machines will be effectively melded together, allowing for huge leaps forward in human consciousness and cognition. Unquote. Huge leaps, possible. Great danger, even more possible. Let's take a break. We'll come back and wrap it up, my friends. Riell Truth marches on. Did you think it wouldn't? Come on now.
Do not believe every spirit, but test the spirit, whether they are God, because many false prophets have gone into the world. By this you will know the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Yeshua, Jesus, has come in the flesh is of God, and every spirit that does not confess that Yeshua, Jesus, has come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of Antichrist, which you have already heard was coming, and is now already in the world. 1 John 4:1.
No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque or reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debt, pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contracts, or grant any title of nobility. Article 1, Section 10. Benefits of doing a pretty job. Job and break the family. You realize the job is dangerous. At times, call 352-2233. They're only there because they care. And the uniform people in Greeley. Piccolo's restaurant in Denver, Ohio. There were 750,000 children were reported missing last year. Over 58,000 of these were abducted by non-family members. Keep an eye out for youngsters at play, and if you see anything suspicious, contact the authorities immediately. This message from Piccolo's restaurant in Denver. It's not only the best Italian in Mexico, but it's the people who care. Give them a call, 303-757-5166. 303-757-5166.
Item from Breitbart, Michigan abortionist Michael Arthur Roth, who was caught by police with 14 containers of aborted baby remains in his car, has entered a plea of no contest to 3 felony counts of larceny in a building. The 75-year-old appeared in a Macomb County Circuit Court Monday in the latest episode of a saga dating back to October 2015, when police discovered stolen drugs, abortion equipment, and aborted baby remains in the trunk of his car. According to reports at the time, police in West Bloomfield, Michigan found 14 containers of human tissue, possibly fetuses, medical equipment, and large amounts of fentanyl, a drug used for pain and sedation, leading to the suspicion that Roth has been secretly carrying out illegal home abortions. The discovery of the catch came about as a result of an automobile accident in which Roth hit a child with special needs, critically injuring him. Police investigators obtained a warrant to search Roth's impounded car and found the human tissue in containers along with other contraband during the search. Unquote. My friends, there are some people for whom human life means nothing. This guy apparently is one of them. Item, a Center for Immigration Studies report published on Monday shows there were more immigrants, at least 43.7 million in the United States in 2016 than ever before. The analysis, based on the U.S. Census Bureau's 2016 American Community Survey, includes both legitimate immigrants and illegal aliens. Because of a separate Department of Homeland Security report about the ACS numbers, CIS, a pro-American anti-mass migration think tank, estimates the real figure is higher at about 45.6 million. Item from Newsbusters, one of the reasons we call liberals the alt-left is their opposition to anything traditional or normal, like free speech, patriotism, or marriage. Marriage has been a particular target of the left for many years. Forget the campaign for gay marriage. The left hates the institution, but it's easier to wreck it from within than from without. As the establishment puts it, quote, marriage sits at the red-hot heart of our white supremacist capitalist patriarchy, unquote. Stop laughing. They actually believe this garbage. Katie Tandy, the co-founding editor, delivered this unique take on weddings. Quote, what does marriage mean when you're gender fluid and loathe the patriarchy? Unquote. Apparently that means you need serious help was not one of the multiple choice answers. Unquote. Item from InfoWars, feminist actress Jane Fonda told CNN Thursday she's, quote, ashamed she didn't speak out about Harvey Weinstein despite knowing about his proclivities for a year. She then proceeded to blame male entitlement and Donald Trump for his actions. Unquote. When Christiane Amanpour of CNN asked her why she didn't get involved, Fonda said, because I guess it didn't happen to me, so I didn't feel it was my place. Unquote. Jane, dear, you also weren't fighting in Vietnam, so the Vietnam War didn't happen to you, and yet you went to Hanoi and buddied up with people killing Americans. Jane Fonda has my permission to leave this planet. I can't see that aside from a few movie roles, she's done anything to make life on this planet better. In fact, she's been misguided and has had her head up her curvy ass for going on 80 years. She's added absolutely nothing constructive to the American dialogue. She's been wrong countless times, aided and abetted our enemies, murderers of American soldiers, and so she's free to go. To leave, not just Hollywood, but the solar system. I'll be back tomorrow with more Real Truth, my friends. Hasta and lumbago.